You will not always be sitting in front of your Operations Manager console whenever an alert fires. So for that reason, you'll need some mechanism to notify you in the event that you're away from your desk or if it's after business hours. Notifications and notification channels are just a flexible way of you as an administrator being notified whenever there is an alert in the console. In this video, we're going to take a look at how to create notification channels, notification subscribers, and create notification subscriptions. And at the end of the video, I will actually walk you through the process of setting up like an email notification. Whenever you configure notifications, there are actually 4 steps. The first step, you would actually create and configure your notification action account. Now, the notification action account is used to provide credentials whenever you send a notification. Now, the account must be created and configured by an administrator. So this involves creating a run as account and then associating that run as account with the notification run as profile, the notification account run as profile. Next, you would configure the notification channel. Now, the notification channel would be like an email notification channel or um, a command notification channel or maybe a text message. This is just how you're going to move that notification from Operations Manager to another system. The subscribers are the persons or entity that's going to receive the notification via email, their mailbox, or a phone number. And then lastly, you would configure the notification subscription. And a notification subscription allows you to define a criteria as to what you wish to be notified for. Do you want to be notified on new alerts, critical alerts, or when an alert gets elevated to a new resolution state, and you would just define the criteria for that for inside your subscription. So what I'm going to do is walk you through this process a little later on in this video. A notification channel defines how the notification is going to be sent, and you have an option to choose one of 4 notification channels. The email notification channel allows you to send that notification via email. If you're going to send the notification via email, you'll have to configure what your SMTP servers are and then the format for the message. For instant messaging, you would just put in the FQDN of that IM server, the return address, the SIP address, and define the format. For text messaging, typically the text messaging should be kept short, like only 160 characters. So by default, when you define a text message as your notification channel, the alert name and the resolution fields are the ones that are added, but you can come back and add additional ones. If you choose to use a command like a PowerShell script or just a command to send notification, you would have to include the full path and the file name to that command along with any parameters. To create a notification channel, you just open up the administration workspace, and in the central pane you can right mouse click, or you can in the task you can select create notification channel, and you'll choose one of the 4 options. The next step after creating the notification channel is defining where the notification is going. And these are called subscribers. And a subscriber is just a person or entity that's going to receive the notification. It could be an individual user, it could be a group. The 4 channels available, email, instant messaging, short messaging, or command, allow you to kind of control how the messages are delivered to the operators. And when you configure the subscriber, you also configure the settings, what time, the to and from date, how often the occurrence of that particular message as far as whenever that person is available. And you can actually configure multiple subscribers if you have 2 or 3 different shifts that are working in your infrastructure. And then lastly, the addresses, and the address is just a combination of the address name and the channel that you'll use, whether it is a email channel or another delivery method. Lastly, you will configure the notification subscriptions, and notification subscriptions define what alert you're going to send. which alerts you'll be notified of. And you configure your subscriptions by configuring a criteria. This is where you configure the different conditions that you want to be notified on a specific severity or a specific name or a specific rule or monitor conditions. And then you'll choose the subscriber. That's why you have to create the subscriber first. Now you'll also, when you walk through the wizard, you'll have the ability to create a new subscriber at that time. The notification channel, same thing. You can choose one of the notification channels that you configured earlier, or you can create a new notification channel at that time. And then lastly, you can configure the alert aging, and the alert aging can be used to delay notifications before they are sent. This gives the alert an opportunity to be resolved before it's actually sent to you. So if you have a recovery task, like if a service has failed to start, and if you have a recovery task that restarts that service, then you're giving that recovery task an opportunity to restart the service before you're notified. In this demonstration, you will learn how to create a notification subscription. So I will set up a notification channel, a subscriber, and a subscription. Now, to save time, I've already created my Run As account and I associated the Run As account with this notification account Run As profile. And if you see the Run As account, I just created an account that has administrative permissions and I associate it with this Run As profile. To create notification or to configure notification, you would scroll down in the administration workspace and click notifications. And if I right mouse click notification channel and then just click either new email notification channel, instant messaging, text messaging, or command. Now I could also click new in the task and configure a new notification channel for email, instant messaging, text, or commands. Now, the process is relatively the same regardless of which notification channel you set up. So I'm just going to walk you through how to configure the email notification channel. So the first thing I'll do is under the description, I'll give the channel a name and I'm just calling it email channel. Click next. Under the settings, this is where you would actually add the SMTP server using the FQDN and the return address. Now the return address has to be a mailbox on that Exchange server. Once you click add, you'll have the opportunity to put in the SNMTP server name FQN, or you can do like an alias if you have like a load balancer for your CAS servers, the port number, and whether you wish to enable anonymous authentication or Windows integrated authentication. And if you're using Windows integrated authentication, then the account, that notification account has to have a mailbox on the Exchange server. Next, you would, when you click OK, you'll have to supply a return address along with how long to wait before automatically retrying that connection. So if I actually had multiple SMTP servers here, how long to wait before I fell over from the primary SMTP server to the next SMTP server in the list, and it defaults to 5 minutes. After I click next, then I'm allowed to go in and format what the message looks like. Now for email notification, you don't have a lot of formatting to do because of course you can send as much information as you want in an email. But if I wish to add subject fields, I can add subject fields by hitting the flyout menu and adding anything else. These are different variables that are already configured. Alert raise time, resolved by, alert owner, category, resolution state. Same thing as far as the email message. You can add additional variables, or you can just type in information just by clicking in the email message, hitting return a couple of times, and putting in any custom message that you wish to. So I've actually added a little line of text there. Also, by default, there's will be a link to the web console that's actually added and included in the message. So if I get this on a tablet or my phone, then I can actually just click that link to the web console. You can also configure the importance, high, low, or normal, and configure your encoding. Now it defaults to Unicode UTF-8, but you can use US ASCII or any of the other coding format. Once you're done, you would just click Finish, and that saves the notification channel. So you can just click Close here. Now you're ready to set up your subscribers. To configure your subscribers, you can click Subscribers and then in the task pane, just a new subscriber, or right mouse click and select New Subscriber. You can give the subscriber a name. Now, by default, it takes the name of the person who's actually logged into the console, but you do not have to use this name. You can actually use any name, and you can just give it a descriptive name and then configure the schedule and the addresses. I'm just going to accept the default and just click Next, even though you can change this. When you click on schedule, this allows you to set the master schedule for notifying that person. The schedule can also be customized for each subscriber address that you use. So I could say always send notification, or I can say notify only during these specific times. And then you'll just click add, and you can choose a date range or say always date, the weekly occurrence, 24/7. And typically, you're not going to have one administrator that gets all the alerts, but you can configure different administrators or even different groups of administrators to receive alerts from whatever time. And you can also do some exclusions, except from maybe lunchtime. They don't want to get notified, or maybe after business hours if they're not on call. And then you can select the days of the week if you choose to, along with the time zone. I'm just going to select the default, which is always 24 hours a day. Oh, I'm sorry, at least one day of the week should be selected. So I'll just click OK, and I'll just choose all my days of the week, only because I chose to do notify on a specific schedule. So I would say all day 24/7, or I can choose not to include Saturdays and Sundays. So during the week 24/7, and then click OK. Or I can just say always send notification, which is the default. Click Next. You can choose the address, associate a specific address with the notification schedule. So this allows the subscribers to be contacted when and where they are available. So this allows a subscriber to be notified using email during certain hours of the day, and then after business hours to be notified using text messages. So I would just click Add here. This opens up my wizard. Now this is where I can actually provide a name. This is just an identifying a name for that subscriber. Choose my notification channel along with my schedule. I'll choose my notification channel that I've configured. Here's my email channel. Now, if you've configured an IM or SMS or a command channel, then you would choose those. And in the next drop-down arrow, you'll actually see that option. And also for the command. So if I chose a command, then I would have the drop-down arrow for the command. So let me click on email, and here is the delivery address for the particular email. Click Next. I'll select the channel, always send on the schedule, always send notifications, or only send notifications during specific times. So this is where I can say send it via email during these times, and then go back and configure like a text message and say send a text during these times off business hours. Once I'm done, I can just click Finish, and then click Finish again, and that will complete the wizard for completing the notification subscriber. Now I can go in and define what I want to be notified about, and that's my subscription. So I'll just create a new subscription. I can do the same thing from the task. I can give the subscription a name. So I've given my subscription a name and a description, and I'm just looking for new critical alerts. Click Next. And this is where you can build your criteria. And I wanted my criteria by severity or priority. by a specific name. So I actually have a long list of criteria that I can actually define. So you just choose the criteria that's going to fit what you wish to be alerted by. And I will choose alert resolution state and severity. And the specific severity will be critical. Click OK. But you can choose between informational and warning. And the resolution state is new. So I want to be notified if any new critical alerts. Then you'll click Next. You'll define what your subscriber is going to be, or you can just add a subscriber that you've already created. If I click Add, I can click Search and it'll find all my subscribers. Highlight the subscriber, click Add, click OK. Or you could create a new subscriber here. Click Next. With your notification channel, you can create a new notification channel, or you can add an existing notification channel. Click Search. It'll search all channels that are created. I'll choose my email notification, click Add, click OK. And lastly, for your alert aging, I can send notifications without delay, or you can delay notifications to see if that condition is going to change over the next X amount of minutes. So if you wish, you can delay for 2 minutes or so to say, okay, well, after 2 minutes, if that alert status is still there, then I wish to be notified. Once you're done, you just click Next. It gives you a summary and click Finish and close. Now, again, as far as your notification channels, you have other notification channels such as instant messaging, text, and commands, but they are pretty much the same. You just walk through the wizard just like you did whenever you configured the email channel. This concludes our video on configuring notifications and notification subscriptions. In our next video, we'll look at maintenance and troubleshooting. So we'll look at backup and recovery and how you can do troubleshooting using the Ops Manager console.